Hello everybody, today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and test the GP Toys remote controlled monster truck. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So as you can see, this is a green scale model remote controlled monster truck. And just taking a look around the outside of the box packaging. And here are some of its features and specifications. And on the underside of the box as well, there are more product details. And now let's go ahead and open up the box by cutting apart this sticky seal here. And then popping open the box flap. Let's slide the contents out, as well as the rest of the contents from the box. Alright, now that the box has been emptied, we can set it to the side right there. And then display the rest of the contents across the tabletop right here. So right there, nice good view of what we've just removed from the box. Let's start off by first taking a look at these papers. So there is a booklet along with some stickers, what appears to be some decals sandwiched inside the user manual or guide, and there is a leaflet as well. Let's remove them all and start off by first looking at the booklet. So this is the biggest item in terms of the print material, and it appears to be a user guide. So just quickly flipping through the pages, there's some safety information as well, along with the list of contents that should be expected from the packaging, along with some more operational instructions. Parts of this as well. So quite a bit of information that's contained in here. You can see how much detail there is covering the parts of the GP Toys remote controlled all-terrain monster truck. So pretty comprehensive user manual here, or instruction booklet, and towards the rear you can see some details in Japanese, and that is the entire user guide or user manual. Let's set it to the side right there and move on to the next item. So there appears to be some decals, as I mentioned earlier, as we kind of unpack that booklet from the box packaging. Okay, so as you can see, some decals or stickers that can be applied onto the monster truck. I'm going to set that down as well. And moving on, next item. So even more decals to customize or personalize the monster truck. So you can see the flags for various countries right there, and some numbers as well. Okay, I'm gonna set that down as well, right there. And then lastly, there is a little leaflet here about binding the remote controller with the monster truck. Okay, so there we go. If you're looking for instructions, it's right there. Now just setting it down and to one side as well. And now we can focus more on the monster truck itself. As you can see, it is nice and in a dark green color. And just to show you the side profile before I start handling it and my fingers get in the way of the actual toy itself. It's a nice all-round view right there. So now we can start removing the all-terrain monster truck from its packaging. So let's figure this one out. Okay, so we're gonna have to cut apart the sticky tape or packing tape right round to separate the top layer from the bottom. So right there, just going around the edges. And hopefully that should provide some separation between the upper and lower layers. Okay, and at the top you can see there is the remote controller sticking through, so we're gonna pop that out first along with its pouch or bag, and then just double checking on the underside, making sure nothing else is left behind. So as you can see, the toy is strapped down. Let's cut those zip ties apart right there, and the other one as well, very carefully. Okay, so there we go. And we should now be able to lift the monster truck right there. And there's some information right there as well about ordering parts to service your monster truck right here. Okay, so now we have an even better view or look at the GP Toys remote controlled all-terrain monster truck. Let's start off by opening up this carry bag, and we can see that there is a remote controller, and there are more items in the bag, so we'll go ahead and remove them from it. So there is a power adapter as well, and even more contents. So just going to quickly take them all out and making sure nothing else is left in the bag, and setting down the contents all together. So right there you can see a pretty well accessorized remote control all-terrain monster truck there. So we can first start off by looking at these little toys. So there are some model cars that have come with the remote control monster truck. So just taking a quick look around, and let's open up the packet. So lots of things to go through, given that there are additional items. So let's see if these toys have any winding mechanism to them. Nope, they're just simple kind of wheel about toys. Right there. Just going to set the plastic packet down and give you a close-up look right there. So lovely little toy car here that has come with the GB Toys all-terrain monster truck. Okay, and moving on quickly to the next car here. I'm going to unpack this one as well by carefully cutting apart the sticky tape, if I can find it. So I'm guessing it's somewhere around there. Very gently cutting it through. And there we go. And there we have the second toy car that's come with it. One in a very cool green color. And very lustrous wheels as well. So there we go, a nice convertible. Let's set it down and then take a look at the rest of the items. So there is a little Phillips screwdriver. Once I can get autofocus to come in. There we go, so nice Phillips head screwdriver here. Quite likely used for opening the battery compartments. Okay, setting that down and moving on to the charger. So there is a battery charger here, as you can see, a GP Toys branded battery charger for a pair of batteries, AA size I believe, and there's some product details on the underside of it. Okay, so there we go, and of course sockets around the battery charger. So nice good look around on the side as well. So you can see the entire contents of what we've just removed from the entire packaging of the GB Toys remote controlled all-terrain monster truck. And then of course there is a power adapter as well to plug into the battery charger for charging up batteries, of course. So nice good look there. It of course has a DC plug to it that connects on the top side of that battery charger as we've just seen. Okay. And then lastly, or actually second lastly, before we actually go through the actual remote controlled all-terrain monster truck itself, we have the remote controller. So this is a very fancy looking remote controller, very modern looking and sleek. You can see just how contoured this remote control is, and it does have a steering wheel looking design there for its steering. And there, controls right there, off on switch. And then of course the throttle or trigger. And I believe this might be a servo as well, right there. And on the underside, there is a warning to use AA batteries of 1.5 volts. And on this side, we see the GB Toys branding and some more warning information as well. Okay, and size-wise, you can see that it is designed for kind of adult hands or grown-up hands. and the steering right there, giving you an idea of the mechanism and the turning radius as well. So nice good look at the remote control for the GP Toys remote controlled all-terrain monster truck. And lastly, we can move on to the monster truck itself. So let me set this monster truck back down again, once again, and get my hands out of the way so you can see the entire contents of the GP Toys monster truck right here. So as you can see, the monster truck is nice and in a quite dark green color. And giving you an all-round look at the overall build and construction. And there is a metal plated undercarriage right there. With even more specifications. Okay, and I actually should remove the zip ties. Put them aside, so nice clear view now. Right there. Of course the sides as well. So you can see the GP Toys branding right throughout all the parts and accessories, reminding you that it is a GP Toys product. So nice monster truck here, as you can see, size wise, resting in the palm of my hand. It is not very big at all, and weight wise it does have a nice light to medium weight to it, given that it does have a kind of soft plastic upper body right there, or cover I should say. And then showing you all the details with the wheels, nice and soft, pneumatic wheels. And that's where the all-terrain handiness comes in, with a reasonable clearance on the underside and the articulation in the suspension. So lots of travel to assist with jumps and uneven surfaces. So you can see the level of travel of the suspension. So plenty of fine detail there. Alright, so now let's see if we can power this on. But of course first, putting some batteries into the remote controller. So by sliding that cover out, as you can see, so it takes two AA batteries. And let's do that. I have a pair of Amazon Basics pre-charged rechargeable batteries, the AA ones, of course, which I've unboxed before in a past video, so you can always look that up should you need to. And let's find out what the position is for the batteries. So going by the cover on the underside, you can see plus up to the right or forward, and the minus or negative terminal towards the back end of the controller. And turning it on, you can see it lights up at the tip of the remote controller. The red light is flashing. Not sure if we need to bind it or not? Let's find out. And of course, let's turn the monster truck on. So flip that switch there. And turning the remote controller on as well. Looks like it needs to be bound, or perhaps there isn't enough charge in the monster truck. So let's find out. So let me put the monster truck in the on position and turning the remote controller on. And then should we need to bind, looking at the instructions there. So it should bind automatically within 2 to 3 seconds. Okay, so the only assumption I can make is that the battery needs charging on the monster truck, because as you can see, there is no response at all on the monster truck after flipping the switch to the on position on the underside. Okay, so let's flip the switch back down, and actually, as I can see, the batteries are actually protected with the protective clear covers on them to prevent any battery consumption. So we can remove that just like that, and on that one as well. So it's nice to see that the batteries come shipped with a clear protective covers on them, so no drain occurs. Let me see if I can get my fingers in there and pull out the other clear protective cover right there. Okay, so now if we flip the switch on, it should come to life. Let's find out. And turn the remote controller on as well. And there we go. You can see it moves so quickly. And the servo as well. Let's find out the steering right there. So nice and responsive, as you can see. And you can see just how powerful or torquey that motor is. It is pretty astounding, because I can feel just how strong that motor is spinning up those wheels. And there is a reverse as well by, of course, pushing the trigger forward. And you can hear that kind of radio frequency that's being emitted from the remote control monster truck. I'm not sure how much I can do here given the limited space, but I'll try and control it very gently. As you can see, there we go, it's bashing away already. There's quite a bit of damage around the table, but as you can see, there's just not enough space for a little thing like this to be running around, causing a fair bit of chaos. And I'm very lightly just touching the trigger, and you can see just how much or how torquey that motor is on the monster truck. So just like that, it's just pretty responsive. And once again, I'm going to show you just how quick those wheels respond and spin up. Plenty of torque in them. So you can see just how zippy this thing is. And I can imagine that it is actually a very, very incredible beast of a remote controlled all-terrain monster truck. You can see it sliding around as well. Those wheels really do help it move around all types of terrain, given the suspension and the very, very cushy wheels. You can see just how responsive it is, with plenty of torque. So that's the GP Toys remote controlled all-terrain monster truck. Thanks for watching and happy controlling!